the International Judo Federation. All Japan Judo Federation.
Well, a very big welcome to this 2016 Tokyo Judo Grand Slam. This unique city mixing the ultra-modern and, of course, the traditional. From neon lights, skyscrapers to historic temples, and with its 35 million plus people in the greater Tokyo area, it makes it the largest metropolitan area in the world. Now, on this first day of competition, we've seen some amazing judo in the lighter weight categories, with 5 categories today, 4 tomorrow, and finishing with 5 more on Sunday. We start this evening's session with the bronze medal matches, and joining me in the commentary position to introduce the first bronze fight is Sheldon Franco Rooks.
Very good afternoon, Neil, and very good afternoon to everyone listening at home. And the opening contest in the under 48 kilo category, the first of the bronze medal matches, features 2 Japanese. Endo Hiromi will be in white, Tanaki Funa in blue. And the referee in the middle for this one is Wong Go Chao.
Well, they certainly do it right here, don't they? I mean, we have an event here. This is just absolutely amazing.
Have you been caught off guard with the lighting?
I did. I just because
I have.
Caught in the headlights, as they say. But
what's going on there?
Yeah. But terrific stuff here, and don't forget that these are bronze medal matches first of all, and they're going to be followed by all of the gold medal matches. 5 weight categories to go. It's going to start with the ladies, and it'll go ladies, men's categories, ladies, men's, and then finishing off with the ladies. So 5 today.
They've definitely decided to put on a show, and it's got the feel of that this time around. All dark around the outside of the arena, and just with a spotlight on the main mat. I suppose the lights will come up because that's part of the rules, isn't it? You've got to have a certain amount of lighting.
Well, here they go. So Endo in white. World rank 36, Endo, and Tanaki Funa of Japan, world rank 19. And we were saying earlier, Sheldon, that a lot of this is sorting out their rankings in their own country, really, because there's a lot of all Japanese matchups, aren't there?
The interesting one earlier on was Kondo Ami, the former world champion, and Tanaki. She really gave her a working over. Came unstuck against Munkbat Urensetsig in that semi-final, and that's put her here against her teammate Endo. Endo is one of the taller fighters in the weight category. Tanaki, one of the shorter. So it looks like a little bit of a mismatch, but they're both under 48 kilos. And as Neil was just saying, this is really, sorting out the pecking order now for next year. All the big events that will be coming up. There's the European Tour that kicks the year off when they start they go to Sofia, Dusseldorf, Oberwart, Prague, Warsaw, Paris. A few big ones in there. And
well, of course, one of the biggest advantages, isn't it, of being able to put a Grand Slam or a Grand Prix on in your own country. You can put more than one person into the category, put 4 actually into every category. That's exactly what Japan have done here. So they have a lot of them fighting it out, and domestic matches, really. And Endo doing well here, starting off against Tanaki. I like Tanaki. She's the junior world champion, and I like it that she's extreme left, but she goes across to that other flank as well.
It makes it easy for her because Endo's got that right foot planted just where she wants it, so she makes that stretch, as we saw earlier on a couple of occasions for that Tani Otoshi. She's in a nice position for doing that from that left side.
Well, for the people out there that don't know much about judo, the main aim is to score an ippon, and several ways we can do that by throwing our opponent onto their back, flat on their back, and we get points depending on how close to the back we get them. And then 3 other ways on the ground of winning: holding them down for 20 seconds on their back, and arm locking or strangling for a submission. Nice seoi-nage there from Endo, right the way underneath. Very low shoulder throw. We've seen a lot of shoulder throws from the Japanese fighters, men and women.
She hasn't threatened yet on that left side. Just stuck the left leg out there as I said that, but not really determined yet.
Yeah, these two look to me as if they know each other quite well, and they're kind of blocking each other out, aren't they?
And they're taking a bit of a bump to the eye.
Well, they've dominated in 48 kilos for so long, Sheldon, but they're now, of course, they haven't got a finalist. This is the only weight category where they haven't got a finalist, the Japanese in men and women on this first day. So a bit of a shock because they've always dominated, haven't they? They've always had a really good history of 48 kilo fighters.
Well, you can remember just in recent times, Fukumi, who won the World Championships in 2009, and Asami, she did double World Champion at under 48 kilos, and then before that, of course, Tamara, or Tani.
Yeah, the great Tamara, of course, who was so many times a World Champion, 2 times Olympic champion as well. So, I mean, she dominated for so long, kept them out of the team, and then after that, well, they kind of came to the forefront and they dominated the category, but not today.
Even Nagai Atsuko, who got put out during that period, she won the Paris tournament a couple of times when Tamara didn't go. It just goes to show, as Neil was saying, that depth that the Japanese have had at under 48 kilos. But this time, missing out. There won't be a finalist for Japan. They'll take at least 1 bronze medal here.
Yeah, guaranteed. 4-minute contest, and you see the seconds just ticking away there. If it goes without a score at the end of time, there will be a golden score situation, and that just goes until one of them either receives a penalty or they throw, arm lock or strangle each other. Well, not each other, on each other, I mean. This looks to me as if it's going to go to golden score, so we'll have a good situation, a good chance to have a look at it and see how it works. No penalties so far, which is good to see.
Well, it normally comes about, doesn't it, when, as Neil was saying, the two fighters either know each other really well or their styles. It could be the first time that they've come up against each other, not in this case, but it could be where their styles just nullify one thing that the other is doing. I think it's more of that. I think it's more of that than they knowing each other really well, because they're both moving reasonably well, both battling away. But they just seem to be cancelling things out. When Endo moves one way, Tanaki seems to be able to react to it, and vice versa.
Yeah, well, Tanaki's looking to go to the outside of that leg, but Endo knows it. And also, she's waiting for the Uchimata as well.
Well, the Uchimata's going to be difficult. She's got to go such a long way across. Some kind of feint. I mean, you know, the little feint with the left leg as she just drops that knee to look as though she's coming across, and then actually take it around the back. Your old mate Chris Bowles was the best at that. You know, just give that little look and then go around the back.
Yeah, Tanaki just starting to climb on top of this there. She just thought about grabbing the leg. Wasn't quite sure whether she could or not. Not allowed to touch below the belt line, either in attack, defense, or with any counter-attacks, unless you're both known to be in groundwork or in a groundwork situation. So if one of you can actually throw, you're not allowed to touch the legs. So Shido goes to Endo. Tanaki wins the bronze.
Oh, disappointment. You could see her. She grimaced, didn't she? Oh, you know. Just on the back of that single error. And Tanaki just gives a little hop and a skip. Obviously delighted with that performance. Yeah, done. And she goes, and we were talking about just how important this win was going to be for whomsoever was able to take it. Unfortunately for Endo, it didn't go her way.
No, it was all down to, in the end, just one penalty, Shido penalty. 4 Shidos is disqualification anyway. That's the technique she absolutely loves there. That's the one she tries to catch all the time, scores a lot with it. Big smile on her face.
I think Endo was too cagey. She really didn't put out enough. Anyway, we come to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 48 kilo category. Kondo Ami of Japan faces Otkonsetsi Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. It's Kondo in the white judogi, Galbadrak in blue.
Well, you just need to look at their world rankings there. Kondo, former world champion. Galbadrak, not quite there yet, but she's worked her way up to world number 1. So it's the world number 4 against the world number 1. Galbadrak, certainly one of the most consistent in the under 48 kilos category at the moment. She's in almost a medal match in every tournament that she goes into. There she is in blue. And she had to qualify for the Olympic Games from scratch a year before she started qualification for her country, which of course is Kazakhstan now, but she's originally from Mongolia. So she tried new qualification for her new country, and she started from scratch, didn't she? She did every tournament that there was, and then now a year later she is the world number 1. This lady here, former world junior and senior champion, all in the same year, and she won this tournament as well. It was all the most fantastic year for her, but she didn't manage to get to the final today. She got beaten in the quarterfinals, actually, and she got beaten by Tanaki.
Tanaki Funa gave her a real working over.
She
to be
did.
honest.
It was a real up and down, wasn't it? Literally.
We were thinking about the possibility of a Munkbat Galbadrak head-to-head. That didn't come about, but I'm not entirely displeased by this particular matchup. Kondo and Galbadrak. I like the look of this one. Should be good.
Galbadrak, the fighter, she really is a warrior. She just never stops coming forwards. She attacks on the ground. She attacks standing. She'll have to watch the ashiwaza, the foot sweeps of Kondo. But I have to say, Kondo hasn't looked as sharp as we've seen her today. Tries the Uchimata. Galbadrak just climbs off it. Quite big categories in all of this tournament. 287 fighters. We've seen a lot more, haven't we? We've seen about 100 competitors more at this Tokyo Grand Slam when it's not on Olympic year. But it's still some of the best fighters in this tournament. Oh, look at that, Uranagi. Is that going to score for her? Not quite sure how she landed there. Galbadrak takes Kondo over.
I see Yuko on the board.
Yeah, she gets the Yuko for it. I think that's what I like about Galbadrak. She has such an all-round game. She counter-attacks, she attacks
Gutsy.
big. Yeah, she's gutsy, she digs in, she fights. When she has to fight, she fights. And she has tactics as well.
They've only gone head-to-head on 2 occasions before this. It's 1-1. A painful loss for Galbadrak in the Olympic Games. Another effort, then she gets counted this time.
That's going to be a score. Is that a score? Well, I thought that was probably a Yuko, but I don't think Kondo quite put enough into it. Is this leg going to come out now? It just might. Yeah, I think she landed on her elbow first and then rolled onto her side. It's got to be onto the side and the upper part of the body onto the side in order to get the score. Now Kondo attacking on the ground, and Galbadrak might be in trouble here. Just manages to pull the elbow in. Still on the arm though, Kondo.
See, that left leg that Galbadrak has got trapped there just makes it that little bit more difficult for Kondo to get real purchase on the arm. You've got complete control of the body when both legs are over. She had one trap there, just that
Well,
leg.
you know, that one leg trapped is okay if you take it at a certain angle, but you've got to get the angle right, because if you get the angle wrong, they just slip the elbow and they're out. They've escaped. So that will have taken a lot out of both of these, because it's hard defending and it's hard attacking on the ground as well.
I think it probably took more out of Galbadrak.
I'm sure you're right, actually. Yeah,
she
fighting
took a little
for your life.
She took a little bit longer to draw breath and get to grips with Kondo. Kondo now, for me, on the way up, despite the fact that she is a Yuko down.
Yeah, against the run of play, really. She's almost scored big on a couple of occasions here. Galbadrak just holding off. But as I said, she's a warrior. She is. She just battles it all the way.
Quick look at the clock there from Kondo, with a scoreboard rather, to just see where things are. 40 odd seconds left to go. Yuko down. Got to come up with something now. Galbadrak has only picked up the one penalty.
Uchi. Now that's going to be a Yuko up to Kondo now. That was a lovely change of direction. Well. And the Osai Komi as well.
Everything changed in a split second. We were just saying he needs to get something going now. He came up with that score, and the fact that Galbadrak had picked up a penalty now means that she trails here.
Benefit of the doubt, Kondo. 10 seconds to hold on to this. Last effort from Galbadrak, and it's gone.
And it wasn't a bad one for everything at it. Real disappointment for Galbadrak, because she knows that is a fighter that she's got to get past.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's a really good point, actually, is that she is a fighter that she's got to get past in order to win a major world title. Because she'll be up there and roundabout, you can guarantee it. So Tanaki and Kondo win the bronzes for Japan in the under 48 kilograms. Tanaki came out the better of the two today.
Yeah, I mean, Kondo will be pleased that, not about the medal, she'll be pleased that she's beaten Galbadrak, because Galbadrak is the current world number one. So, she had to do something to recover the situation. You're not going to come away as the Tokyo Grand Slam winner. What's the next best thing? Take a medal, but on top of that, beat the world number one, which she has done. She's beaten her well.
Yeah, I thought she did really well with that as well. That very low Ouchigari there, just taking her onto her side.
I mean, you could talk about, who's going to walk away with the gold medal or whatever, but it's a moot point because it's Jong or Munkbat. It's not one of the Japanese. So as far as the Japanese were concerned, that was the big contest right there. Right, we're going to see now the Olympic silver medalist from Rio, Jeongbo Kyung of the Republic of Korea, faces Munkbat Lorantsetsig of Mongolia, herself a former world champion. It's Jeong in the white judogi, Munkbat in blue.
This is the 7th time that they've met, these two. And, well, it's 5-1 to Munkbat against Jeong. So she's really got the measure of her, but I've got to say that Jeong, certainly for me, looks the sharpest that I've seen her. The last couple of events that I've seen her out, she's been pretty amazing. So getting stronger and stronger.
You've made mention a couple of times about different styles and how important it is to find a way to get past someone's particular style. The Korean Jeong has got a very, very busy, non-stop kind of style. She's got good timing when it comes to knowing when to attack and just how big an attack to put in. Mungbat a little bit different. I think she's got a better all-round game. Certainly with the Niwas, I put a little bit more money on Mungbat as far as the ground game is concerned. But it's just whether or not Jeong's tactics are going to take her the 4 minutes, frustrate Mungbat for long enough, especially if she's able to pick up a score or Mungbat falls behind by a penalty. Jeong is really good at holding on to a lead.
Yeah, I think Jeong is definitely a different person out here now than Mungbat has met before. I think she'll be a lot more dangerous to her in this match.
She should be brimming with that little bit more confidence after taking the silver medal in Rio. Mind you, that hasn't paid off for a few people who've been visiting here today.
Very difficult to come directly off the Olympic Games, especially with big results, and to fight well here. The last competition of the year, 2016, finishes with this tournament. This is where she's got to be careful. If I was Jeong, I wouldn't stay there for a second, not a millisecond. This lady, Mungbat, who's wearing blue, one of the best on the ground. She has a good ground game, and her transition down is phenomenal.
She threatened to go up to 52 for a while. Just kind of flirted with the idea of going up to 52, but then decided that she was going to work quite hard, because she has to work quite hard to keep the weight down to fight at 48. She's quite tall for the weight category, but she decided she would stay at 48. I think it was a good move. And 52 would have been just that little bit too tough, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't suit some to change the weights, and others can do it quite easily. One Shido up there to Jeong. She gets it for not attacking. And as you can see there, the Shido depicted by that little yellow flag up on the board there, and 4 of those will mean disqualification. And you pick the penalties up for minor infringements of the rules. It can be anything from gripping infringements, stepping outside of that yellow area purposely, or pushing them out purposely, or by attacking your opponent. You can't grip below the belt line, don't forget, otherwise that's a big major penalty. Disqualification immediately.
So much for my talking about Jeong having good timing. He mistimed the attacks there and failed to attack in the right time, and as a result of that has picked up that penalty. So about the slight advantage at the moment with a little over a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, they're both closing each other down, aren't they, with the sleeves. They're not daring to let the other one turn in, and certainly Mungbat, that's her main thing, is to stop Jeong disappearing underneath her. So a penalty each. That's 2 for Jeong now and 1 to Mungbat.
Mungbat won't be troubled by that. Just maintains her advantage with time ticking away. It's really down now to Jeong Bo-kyung to come up with something. There's a little Ochigari right-sided really low from Mungbat, but she's not throwing herself at it. She just sticks her leg out there and put in a little attack. That was better, and they're really
very close, wasn't it? It was almost touching the leg.
She's going to get away with that. I think she did. Just, it's instinctive, just blocking there when she was down on the ground.
Somebody disappears underneath you to throw you.
Yeah.
It's automatic sometimes to grab the leg, but you're not allowed to do it.
Harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, into the last minute here. Jeong's the one that's got to go forwards. She has to take the chance.
You see, Mungbat can just hold on to the sleeves here, pull down, and really kill any efforts from John. There was a small chance of using the sleeves to her advantage there, but Munkbat felt that coming, and now she just wrap her legs round and tie things up.
And of course, just wasting valuable seconds there on the ground.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. 6 seconds left. It's all over, really.
Well, Munkbat really does have her number.
Well, that makes it 6-1 now.
I'm surprised. I thought that Jeong would have put up a much better show than that and really threatened Munkbat. Never troubled the Mongolian. Really didn't trouble her. He hasn't worked that one out yet, Neil.
No, and I think she was afraid of the groundwork. She's lost a couple of times on the ground and lost badly. But that's a great win for this lady here. She'll be particularly pleased with that, to win out in Japan, the last tournament of 2016, and she's done it, and that's a really big win for Munkbat.
Well, there's so many pluses for her when you look at that overall win. She heads the world number one and a real rival, Otkontsetse Galbadrak. She beats out 4 Japanese. She doesn't fight them all, but they all trail behind her. Yeah, it was definitely with the left hand, 100%. She leaves them in a wake, including Kondo, who's a really tough fighter. Endo, okay, still improving, and the Olympic silver medalist, Jongbo Kyo. That's a good win. Right, we come now to the bronze medal contest in the under 60 kilo category, and the first of these features another Mongolian. This time it's Dashtava Amatuvshin. He's up against Robert Shvidobadze of Russia. It's Dashtava in the white judogi, Shvidobadze in blue. Here's Neil.
Well, these two have met twice, 3 times before, actually. 2-1 to Dashtava against Mr. Verbadze, and Dashtava certainly one of the most consistent in the category. This man here, the Russian, Mr. Verbadze, is world rank 37, Dashtava world rank 6. Now, talking about the world rankings, how important the world rankings are, I think this first 2 years of qualification, and we can call it a 4-year qualification for the Olympic Games, but the first 2 years is certainly about improving your world ranking to get you better seeding for the next event. So for 2017 coming up, and for the World Championships, etc., it'll be about getting world seeding to get you seeded away from the top fighters.
Both of these fighters had 1 loss today. Let's put them in this position to fight for bronze medal. Shvidobadze won't want to hang around for too long. Just there's a hint about his staying power. He went into gold and scored, did 7 minutes earlier on.
He didn't look comfortable, did he?
Yeah. He'd also had another full-time contest.
Well,
I'm not you going to try and identify that.
I don't even know what he did there. Dashtava attempted a technique off the ground, pulled him up, and then spun him round for a mixture of different techniques. And that's what you see from the Mongolian team. They have real inventive judo. A lot of the techniques deriving from the form of Mongolian wrestling that is everywhere in the country, and of course most of them start with the Mongolian style of wrestling and then go into judo afterwards. So they learn to grip up without gripping the sleeves, because they have no sleeves on the actual jacket. Verbadze is the one that looks to me as if he's just defending, and it's Dashtava trying to get the positive grip. Looks afraid to me, the Russian.
Well, he's got nice judo. I like watching Svidabadze. Got nice movement. He's never... Well, we've lost that old bent-over Eastern Bloc style, haven't we? You know, that's gone. So they're both reasonably upright and positive. This time it's Dashtova who just throws the right shoulder in there, so slightly blocking Svidabadze from coming forward. President of the International Judo Federation there on the right-hand side, Marius Visa, here in Tokyo. The closing IJF event of the year, as Neil was saying. Single penalty picked up by Dashtova. He's got the Shido.
Strong gripping fight, this one. They're both of them just looking for the right moment to attack. Two hands on normally initiates.
Svidabadze had a quick look at the referee there, because you just felt that, and he's just signalling to the referee that he thought that Dashtova had been holding on to the belt for a little bit too long. That's the referee's call, not Svidabadze's.
Well, of course, it's another thing. A part of their wrestling is to grip a belt. And, of course, you can't do that. In judo, you can grip it as long as it's part of a throwing process.
He's come up there again, and he's paid the price.
Well, I thought Yuko, I just thought that it landed more on its side, that particular one. Well, something happened there. Wasn't very happy with that, was he?
Untidy between the pair of them.
Svidabadze said that something happened down there. I don't know whether he was pulling his beard or not. Not allowed, is it, that?
Again, it's nice. Both fighters know that there's a little bit of rough and tumble there. The first thing they did was to...
kiss and make up?
Yeah.
Almost,
a little bit of a handshake, yeah. And they're both really good, nice fighters. I tell you what, Hashbatar, it won't be long before Hashbatar is as big as Belgian Yam. You won't be able to tell the difference. He's really put on some weight. He used to be 60 kilos.
Well, he was 60 kilos. How many weight categories? And
Four.
we're talking about
Four.
the coach of the Mongolian team there, former great fighter.
One of the greatest.
One of the greatest. Fought in, I think, 4 different weight categories.
Yeah, almost. Started at 60s. He won bronze medal in the Olympic Games at under 60 kilos. He won the World Championships at under 66 kilos. He won the Paris Grand Slam at under 73 kilos. And he fought in the, he got a bronze medal in the Asian Championships, fighting in the team event at under 81 kilos. How's that?
That's a fairly big range, isn't it? Svidabadze here just dominating this match.
The thing that he's got to be careful of here is not to let those little things that are happening outside get to him, because Dashtova is not finished. He's still strong. There's a minute to go. We know Svidabadze has got this question mark about, you know, his staying power and his fitness. And right now, because this is a grueling contest, this is slightly different from a couple of the others that he had earlier on. This is a tiring contest. He's going to begin to feel it. He's going to pick up a penalty here for just taking that dive.
Yep. Second penalty goes to the Russian.
He's got away with that. I was just about to say, you don't want to, yeah. Thanks very much. Ferrado just missed out on giving him that penalty, but his colleagues reminded him, so
He
hey,
didn't hear you the first time, that's what it was.
Here comes Dashtova. You know, you don't pull around a strong man. You just can't pull around. He's going to try and spin him again here. The difficulty for Dashtova is he's also run out of steam now. And then that was it. He couldn't stop him. But he was trying to do the right thing. You know, he was coming forward, having a quick word with each other at the end.
I think the Russian did well there. He disappeared right the way underneath. He took advantage. He had to go forward, didn't he, Dashtova?
Svidabadze still can't work out what it was that happened with the chin. He knows something went wrong, but I don't think it was deliberate on Dashtova's part. He just caught him. That's it.
Well, he pulls it back up to
Yeah.
2-2 now. 4 times they've met. Still want to see what happened to the face, whatever happened there.
Well, the Europeans are going to take an absolute hammering here on day one. Shvidabadze could possibly be the only medal that they'll take. Charlene van Snip in the under 52 kilo category may come up with something. Anyway, here are some of the highlights from that contest.
Good score, wasn't it, from the Russian? Shvidabadze just waited his moment. Just caught him on the way out for the counter. But it was certainly Dashdavar that was initiating the first technique. This is where he went forwards there. Great seeing Aggie there, just disappeared right the way underneath. You can see there that he lands absolutely shoulders on the back.
He was walking onto that, wasn't he? Shvidabadze was waiting for him in the end. Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 60 kilo category. Chae-In Hook of Republic of Korea faces Felipe Kitadai of Brazil. It's Choi in the white judogi, Kitadai in blue.
Well, they've met each other 2 times. Kitadai the winner on both occasions, so Kitadai higher world ranking of 12. He'll be wearing blue. Choi-In Hook of Korea is in white. Good judo man, Kitadai. I like his judo. It's very explosive. He's got some good ground skills as well. Not the easiest walking out there, I have to say.
I'll take your word for it.
You say he doesn't look too happy either, does he?
Looks fairly comfortable, doesn't he? Look. You know,
Yeah, well, he has a big smile on the way out. He's waving to people.
A few of his buddies down here in the team seats. Maybe a few choice words before he goes out. You know, the sort of thing that's just going to break your concentration. Don't want to hear before you step on the mat. Shout some kind of nickname, you know.
Kitadai in blue really explodes underneath, but he needs 2 hands on. That was a nice Ochi there from Choi.
Kitadai with that little turn, indicating that he's interested in getting involved on the ground. He just wanted to stay that little bit closer. And then he comes up with Yuko.
Well, it looks to me as if he's full of confidence here, Choi.
Yeah.
Left-handed, Choi. Kitadai right-handed. Although they're throwing both sides as well. It's not just to the right.
Yeah, we've seen Kitadai earlier during the day going left and right. He's sharper on the right side.
Yeah, well, when you've got opposites there, they struggle to catch the sleeve. There's a nice switch there for the Korean. Oh, that was close as well. Kitadai just goes to the outside of the leg. Well, Kitadai just on the back foot a little bit here. He has to start to try and initiate because it's all Choi at the moment.
Choi is the number 2 in Korea. Won Jin is their go-to guy. I'm not sure whether that's going to remain the case. They tend to turn them over fairly quickly. The only Korean that I can remember, well, the 2 of them that stayed around for a while was Wang Ki-chun.
Yun.
Yeah. Around for quite a bit.
A 5-minute contest for the men, just coming up to the halfway mark. 1 Yuko in it, Choi leading. And for me as well, he looks like the sharper of the 2. Well, he's not being given a chance at all, Kitadai, to even start to rotate. So the Korean closing him down nicely. Saying that, drops right the way through for Sinegi.
These 2 fighters come from 2 of the more successful nations on the judo list. Japan right at the top.
Yeah, well, they were the 2 countries that we used to go to visit. And of course, the difference being that if we were in Japan, 70 5-minute randas or free practice, if you wish, sparrings, were able to be done in Japan, but you couldn't do that in Korea. Because it was much more physical, and he might be in a hold down here, Kitadai. Oh, I'm talking about Korea, of course. I'm saying that in Korea it was a lot harder to do the randas. Of course, Brazil have a very Japanese feel to it. So they have a mixture of groundwork and standing, but it's a lot more skillful in its application. So you're able to do a lot more sparring there. Korea, though, is a nightmare.
Yeah, I heard that from other fighters. They were who went on that Asia kind of tour. I wouldn't say they enjoyed Japan, but they liked the experience of going to Japan.
Yeah, not one of us enjoyed Korea.
Certainly didn't enjoy Korea.
No, absolutely.
For that very same reason that you spoke about.
Yeah, I always kind of try and explain it as a mixture between Europe and the Japanese style. It has the physicality of the brutal European styles, and
hard
certainly,
practices.
yeah, the hard people, very hard.
Yeah, second or third time that we've seen Kitadai try that today. Once in a while it will come off, but today isn't the day. He knows this one has gotten away from him. You can see it.
Yeah, he feels it as well, doesn't he? Choi just got to not do anything stupid now.
Get the arm just stretched out there, keeping Kitadai at bay.
Slightly defensive posture.
The attacking now. Single score for the Korean Choi was enough to get him past Felipe Kitadai of Brazil. Disappointment for the Brazilian. A 5th place finish.
Disappointment as well, because he'd never lost to Choi. He has now.
New cycle. Things are going to change. Nice pat on the back there for Choi from Kittanai. That's Grand Slam medal as well. Announcer Georgie. You can hear him in the background. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this one.
Well, there was the Uchimata from Choi. Beautiful Uchimata it was. Didn't quite have enough control to put him flat on his back, but it was enough to take him over onto his side.
Right, well, we come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category. Nagayama Ryuju of Japan faces Takato Naohisa, also of Japan. It's an all-Japan head-to-head there. Nagayama in the white judogi, Takato in blue.
Well, it says there that they haven't had any head-to-heads, but I mean, I'm sure that they have had plenty of them on home soil, but it doesn't register on the international circuit there. Nagayama world rank 56 because he hasn't been out, Nagayama, in the senior circuit that much, but of course Takato has. He was the former world #1 world champion, but drifted down now in the world rankings to number 7. Here he is. On his form, he is one of the best fighters in the world, without a shadow of a doubt, at under 60 kilograms. Struggled the last 3 events that I've seen him at, and this particular one, he looked unbeatable at one stage, Sheldon, didn't he? He did against foreigners especially, but certainly the last couple of events hasn't looked that way.
Well, Nagayama Ryuju is coming off the back of a win at the Kodokan Cup, where he headed Shishimi Toru, Oshima Yuma, and Aoki Dai. Missing from that quartet was Takato Naohisa, and as Neil was saying, we've got the results of the head-to-heads at the bigger internationals, but the domestic competitions, where I'm absolutely certain, as Neil has hinted at, they have gone head-to-head. We haven't got those. Anyway, we shall see how this one unfolds. Nagayama in the white judogi, Takato in blue.
Yeah, I will be interested how it goes, actually. Nagayama's been fighting well all day. Super technique. But Takato, there'll be some kind of pecking order. You can see it quite often when they come out. Some of the junior fighters have a little bit of respect for the one that they're fighting. Looking for the Uchimata. Does that Kouchi just to open it up, Nagayama. Well, I would say that this match is quite crucial for the coming World Championships. Certainly they'll use this match as one of the qualifiers for it, I would have thought. I mean, they're going to have a lot of domestic matches, aren't they? You know, they've certainly got a lot of sorting out to do. Such is the depth of the Japanese squad. that we have 6 of the finals made up of all Japanese. 4 of the finals out of the 5, all Japanese.
Takato can from time to time explode with that shoulder throw. Kind of pulled himself into it there. He just got the top half going and the feet appear to be left behind. Looked a bit leaden at the end of it.
Well, like I said, he looked absolutely unbeatable at one stage, and then just a few flaws and took a Frenchman in one of the Grand Prix. Caught him twice, didn't he? Actually threw him for 2 wazaris, and all of a sudden he wasn't invincible. Looking for the Sangaku there, triangular strangle with the legs, and everything that is progressive the referee will allow on the ground. It has to be progressive though, he can't just lie there.
This time it was Nagayama who seemed to be wearing heavy boots. He couldn't get his feet moving. Blocked fairly easily there by Takato.
Good expression, that. I mean, heavy boots. I mean, it is. It's a great expression, isn't it? Because sometimes your feet just won't. I mean, I find that more and more now as I get older, with the judo.
The mind is willing, but
the mind is willing, saying yes now,
but
the feet just won't follow, unfortunately.
Single penalty picked up by Nagayama. There's a little under 2 minutes left to go. That's a nice effort there from Takato. Just managed to get the left leg across before having to bail out.
Well, he picks up a second one there, Nagayama. That one's taken off, so still only 1 up to Nagayama. Well, I was just about to say, actually, I didn't quite understand why he would have got that. Anyway, it was taken off.
I thought it was a little bit harsh, but I didn't want to berate Slavomir Klinacki, the referee in the middle. He may just have felt that there was a little bit of passivity there on Nagayama's part. I didn't sense it, but
both looking a bit desperate, aren't they, with those attacks? They're not good attacks, really. Just 1 Shido on the board to Nagayama, and 1 infringement, small infringement by Takato, and it would even it all up if 1 went against him.
Oh, Takato gave it a good go there.
Oh, he's taken him over!
Yeah.
Oh.
Hands got trapped.
Well, he did do, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you know what? He got up again from the newaza. He started to stand up and he was being dominated by the grip.
It was really inventive from Nagayama. I mean, you know, he didn't create that position. He took advantage of maybe a positional error or a little bit of a bit of luck, you know. And a big smile on the face of
there's a
Takato.
smile on his face, and I don't know why. I would be mortified. Credit to this man, though, Nagayama. He did the business there. Well, that really was a surprise.
Unseeded at the beginning of the day.
Well, look at that. He still wasn't up, still wasn't standing. He was trying to avoid it there. He snaked the Uchimata through there and then gets a full rotation and over he goes.
See, it's difficult to see how Takato can get out of here because his arms are trapped.
Well, his arms were trapped. He should have just,
Tried
just
to
laid
stay
down.
down, yeah.
Just lay down there and do nothing.
He's got a really good grip on the sleeve here, has Nagayama, and you see that at the end here. He's got the sleeve exactly where he wants it by the time they come over, and when he throws that leg in to throw with the Uchimata, Takata can't get off it.
Wow.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category now.
Kondo and Tanaki both get bronze medals in this under 48 kilograms category. Tanaki, the winner out of the two of them earlier on today, and she did a good job of it as well against Kondo, but both of them getting third. Jeon Byung-kyung of Korea.
I think she's tired of silver.
Well, I think so. I think she must be. She gets the silver. She jumped up there then, didn't she, Monkbat? Absolutely thrilled
Happy
with that.
Happy. Even when she was standing on that podium, Tanaki didn't come up to Yamashita's shoulders.
Yeah, the great Yoshihiro Yamashita presenting the prize there to Monkbat.
Now the national anthem of Mongolia.
So the family picture, everybody together, everybody pals now. Tanaki and Kondo, bronze medals for Japan. Jeon Byung-kyung of Korea gets the silver, and the gold medal goes to Mungbat Urensetseg of Mongolia, and what a performance from her.
Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 52 kilo category. Charlene van Snick of Belgium faces Tatsukawa Rina of Japan. It'll be Van Snick in the white judogi, Tatsukawa in blue.
Yeah, just a little look there at their world rankings. Neither one of them have a world ranking at under 52 kilograms. International senior world rankings, that is. Van Snick, simply because she's gone up a weight from 48 kilograms, where she was Olympic bronze medalist, and she is now fighting at the heavier weight. So she'll pick up definitely world ranking points for her medal here in Japan, but Tatsukawa will also. So a fight between these two here to establish something here. This would be a great win, wouldn't it, for Van Snick at the new weight?
Well, for Van Snick to have taken a Grand Slam medal at under 48 kilos in Tokyo would have been good. If she'd come here in her previous weight, she'd have been happy. For her to take a medal at her first Grand Slam in Tokyo at under 52 kilos, I would be absolutely delighted, wouldn't she?
It would be an amazing feat, that's for sure.
Now, Tatsukawa is an odd one, because as a cadet, she fought at under 57 kilos. So it's an odd way to work it round.
Well, it's odd, isn't it? Because, I mean, she's come down from 57, and, of course, Van Snick's come up from 48.
Yeah, one could have expected, Tatsukawa Rina to have come up in the age brackets, but not.
It's on the opposite way around.
But not gone down in weight.
Yeah. Well, she almost scored there on Van Snick as well. Uchimata there, very close.
She's had a few years anyway to get the cadet business out. There was a bit of puppy fat that just kept her heavy.
Could be.
Anyway, she's come down from 57 kilos. And now here she is at 52. Took a bronze medal at the Cadet World Championships in Miami back in 2013.
Yeah, it's interesting as well, isn't it, that there's not normally a correlation really between cadet medals. There's only two, I think, only two now ever Cadet World Champions that have come through to the seniors. It normally correlates from juniors, under 20s to the senior ranks,
Yeah,
not
so
not
many
from cadets.
disappear, so many.
Well, it's a known fact, isn't it? From 14 up to 17 years of age, we lose so many of the fighters, whether it's school commitment or whatever it is, pressures that are put on them too early, I think as well, can be a problem. So both on the sleeves here, and Van Snick looking for the Tomonagi.
Well, Hassan Khan Musaev has got to be in that group that you're talking about, because he not only won the Cadet World Championships, he went on to win the Olympic Games. So he's
and then I think it was also Azerbaijan. That was the other one, 73 kilograms. We said this before. We've done this one before.
About it,
we did it before.
Yeah.
Very famous now in Azerbaijan as a restaurant.
At 73 kilos.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he won the cadets though.
He won the cadet world, and then he won the Olympic Games. Well, Van Snick again defending on all fours there, and not a place to be. Certainly not with these Japanese ladies, because they're so good at doing the turnover, the double lapel turn. Leg trap, get the leg out. So just behind on attacks here, Van Snick. Tatsukawa has now rolled her into the outside commi. Just manages to climb out there. She'll have to be careful. She's staying there too long. Look at the leg trapped again.
Yeah, this time it was too strong.
Yeah, if ever there was a warning, though.
Yeah.
Mamadli, is it?
Mamadli. You see, the first Cadet World Championships were in 2009. So it can only be after 2009. It's a tricky one. I think you're right in as much as there are very, very few people that could have done it.
Yeah.
Because we didn't start having them until 2009. In a couple now. Oddly enough, Takato Naohisa was one of them. He won the Cadet World Championships and then went on to win a world title. The point, however, is that with the volume of fighters that we see in the cadets, the percentage of those successful cadets that come through is very, very small. That's the point that
it needs looking at, doesn't it? It definitely is a statistic that, you can argue and you say you need looking at this. So that was the last kind of ditch effort there from Van Snick, I think. Tatsukawa is on top of this match. One Shido up there to Van Snick in this bronze medal match. She's been on the defence all the time. Is she coming round that leg now? Tatsukawa just might be round it. He has a little look at the clock there, Van Snick. Just doesn't want to go for Ippon. She knew she'd lost the contest.
Not quite the finish that Van Snick would have wanted. That's to say, a medal would have really, really pleased her. But a fifth place finish in a good field. It's not as strong as the 57 kilo category. It's not as strong as the 48 even. But it's not bad. And there are 4 Japanese in there. You come away with fifth place. You haven't done that badly. Shishimi Ai was in there. Astrid Neto, Abe Uta. Yeah, Van Snick probably finishing just where she should at this stage of her progression in the under 52 kilo category.
Yeah, first
some
one
of the
out.
Highlights.
It'll be a good way forward for 2017, that's for sure. Just one Shido decided it. Played, well, dangerously here on the ground, I thought. Almost got a leg out a few times here. Tatsukawa just has one last go, doesn't she? Had a Yoko Satemi.
Well, we've got the second of the bronze medal contests coming up now. Kelly Diyorova of Uzbekistan faces Shishimi Ai of Japan. Shishimi came in here as the number 1 seed this morning. It will be a real upset if she fails here. I mean, tremendous disappointment for Shishime if she fails to medal now. This is the only saving grace left for her.
Well, like you said, disappointed because you want more. This lady here, though. Well, as he just said there, world cadet champion and coming through. Kodyarova has some good counter techniques from Uzbekistan. There she is. She'll be wearing white. So it'll be interesting to see if she does try and do exactly that. Try to counter Shishimi, because Shishimi is going to be all out attacks. Looking for the Uchimata situation straight away there, Shishimi. Looking very confident with that opening grip. Change of direction with the Ashiwaza there. Takes Kodyarova onto her back. Watch this leg come out now, straight out. She just took that out, didn't she? Like, that was knife through butter, it really was. It just slid out of there into the hold down, and the the cadet world champion, should I say, Kodyarova, no chance whatsoever.
Well, it's another one where a fifth place finish is not necessarily such a bad thing. You know, she's come away with some experience. She's come up against the number one seed in the in a medal match in Japan. That's a tough nut to crack. Shishimi can't celebrate over this one. She's come away with a medal, and it's just enough to, give her a little bit of face saving.
Yeah, she didn't look exactly thrilled with that, did she? This is how it happened. Good Ashiwaza to start with, followed it immediately onto the ground. Took her over. There was the double stab Ashiwaza there. The Uzbek could do nothing about it. She kept hold with the grips and then just rolls her, turns, takes that leg out there for the Osaikomi.
Right, we come now to the final of the under 52 kilo category. Tsunoda Natsumi of Japan faces teammate Abe Uta. It'll be Tsunoda in the white judogi and Abe in blue.
Well, that will show you the depth that they've got. The Japanese, the two finalists here, they're not on the world ranking list at the moment, which is interesting, isn't it? Tsunoda wearing white, Abe Uta wearing blue. So the beginning of the qualification, always we see a lot of young fighters coming through and starting on the 4-year path, you could say. And it's a 4-year path that develops very quickly. Within 12 months, we'll see the fighters that we're going to see right the way up to the Olympic Games. They have a bit of a sort-out first year, certainly.
Well, last month at the Kodokan Cup, Tsunoda won the competition, and Abe finished in the bronze medal position. One of them is going to leave here without a medal today. No, they're both going
to get medals, but we're certainly without the gold anyway.
Abe has made it to the final, but she could still tumble here. Anyway,
well, they take the Kano Cup, of course, as selection, don't they, for this particular event? not the Kano Cup, the Kodokan Cup. They take it as a selection event. So they have so many selection events. Well, it started furiously, and she's gone for the arm now, Sonoda. She's got the arm out straight as well. Well, she had to lift her clear there because Abby was in trouble. Tominagi this time.
I think I see the way the selection has gone for this competition, and it looks as though, as Neil was just saying, that Kano Cup is the selection. Pick
the Kodokan Cup.
The Kodokan Cup.
Yes,
is the selection for this. This is now this used to be the Kano Cup, didn't it? This event.
This was the Kano Cup, and that's the where we're getting a little bit confused. But it's definitely the Kodokan Cup, which is a selection event.
And the Kodokan Cup is a domestic event from which they make the selection, and it looks as though they choose three. They choose three of the medal winners, and then they add one of the big guns. So you get one big fighter, and then three who've done the Kodokan Cup, because not all the names are.
She's going to catch this chance now. This arm lock. It's the second time she's done that.
Just managed to turn off it again.
Look at the left-handed grip there from Sonoda. Talk about left to right. This is extreme opposites. Now going on to the wrist. Is she going to use it now? Can't just hold the wrist. So a little bit of lackluster in is that neither one of them producing anything that looks like it's going to score an ippon into the last minute now of the contest. Tominagi again. She's been close with that one a couple of times. Slow motion. There's the juji again. Now as she straightened the arm, she needs to get her down. Get the head down. Yeah, she gets it.
Tap already, yeah.
Well, she threatened with that but several times. Well, you can see she's just absolutely ecstatic there with this gold medal. Just taking it as if it's just an everyday thing. Gold medal here in Japan.
Sonoda, it is, who repeats a gold medal winning performance at the Kodokan Cup from last month. And he takes gold here. Successful time for the tiny Japanese. Here's some of the highlights of this one.
Well, she certainly threatened several times with that Jujikatami there. And look how she sends her head out there to get her head pointed towards the mat. She needs to get the head down. That's what she needed to do. And she managed to do that very, very well. The arm pulls out straight this time. Unusual way to do the Jujikatami, by the way, and especially for a Japanese to do it. I've never seen a Japanese do it that way. The Russians, yes.
Yeah, Neil's right. The Japanese like to take control of their opponent and apply that when the opponent is on the ground. The standing up thing, reverse, situation, they're not that keen of. They're not that keen on. You would have seen them try to grab hold of the leg, bring their opponent down, do the roll, and then apply it from a position of real strength. I don't think Sonoda was that bothered. Just anyhow she could get it. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 60 kilo category now. You going to do these ones?
No. I'll wait for you. You do them. You carry on.
Let you do that one.
No, you do.
Right, okay, the bronze medals. The first of the bronze medals go to Choi Eun-hyuk of the Republic of Korea and to Robert Shvidabadze of Russia.
Yeah, well deserved there. Shvidabadze did really well.
Silver medal goes to Takato Naohisa of Japan. And the gold medal goes to Nagayama Ryuju, also of Japan.
Yeah, a massive mistake, wasn't it, from Takato, really? Just massive. Gets taken over with the Uchimata. Nagayama wins the tournament. This is the block out. Starts to stand up. And, well, it had everything in it, didn't it, that Uchimata?
It's got no hands, look.
It has now.
He's just desperate to get off it.
Great Nobuko Sato presenting. World champion at under 93 kilograms, two-time world champion actually. What a great judo man he was. He had incredible groundwork as well. And of course he was the coach of the great Yamashita.
And now the national anthem of Japan.
Again. Family picture once again. Shvidabadze of Russia, Choi of Korea get the bronze medals. Silver medal goes to Takato Nahisa of Japan and Nagiyama Rilu of Japan gets the gold medal. Surprise gold medal. Takato still fighting his way back.
Shridabadze just breaking up the Asians there. Almost got the complete quartet. Right, the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 66 kilo category. Dovdon Altansuk of Mongolia faces Isoda Norihito of Japan. It's Dovdon in the white judogi, Isoda in blue.
Yeah, I'm impressed with this Soda, I have to say. He looked very good, didn't he, in that semi-final? He beat that Italian, what's his name, Basile?
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah, that one. Olympic champion in the first match. In fact, it was his second match because he beat Nakano in the first, then he beat Basile, then he beat Gombok.
First match, yeah.
Gombok of Slovenia, that's no mean feat either. And then just lost to Abe Hifumi. Dovdon, though, world rank number 5.
Yeah, Isoda is going to end up having had quite a day. Zile, Gombots, Abe, and now Dovdon. That's quite a list. That's under 66 kilos.
Well, especially when you're talking about fighting them one after another.
Yeah.
Let's just line them up. Watch out for the Uchimata from this man. Straight away they're setting up the line for the way in.
Turnover?
Yeah, he's got a good turnover as well.
No, I blocked it. He had one little go and then that was it. He said, no, not going to work.
It really is left against left here. Dovdon, Isoda locked in. We'll have to be careful a little bit for the Sakeshi if he goes in against Dovdon. Dovdon looking for the counter.
Dovdon had that little look at Sumigaishi there, just tapped him with the left leg as he went over, but never really looked as though he was going to catch him. Doing right by him, Muspatal. Yeah, seems to be happy with things so far. This man hasn't been scored on yet. We've had almost 2 minutes. Kathy Mouet, by the way, is the referee in the middle. She's going off to the European Judo Union Referees Commission, I think, after this. So, rumour has it.
Well, again, going for that double lapel. This is the most scored turnover into a hold down at the moment. So, turns them, then
too,
ties up the top half, and then
too far
comes.
away now, though, isn't he?
I think he might be, but he'll have to just change his hip movement. That's what he needs to do. He's let Dovdon just get that little bit too tight.
I think if you've got any sign of being in control of the top half, the referee's going to let it go, let it develop. But really didn't have control of him there.
That was a nice score, wasn't it? I thought it was a score, but not quite. I think sat him down.
Yeah, he just went across the backside, didn't get any of his back on the mat. So again, he hasn't really got the top half here.
That
Oh,
looks
it's a
to
little
me
bit
as if it's
different
coming
now.
out. He'll go again on
Yeah.
it. He's going to go again. Again, progression is the key here. Looking as if he's going to get it out, and the referee lets it go on, and they'll let it go on until it doesn't look progressive.
Not going to happen now. Yeah. He's burning up a lot of energy, trying to catch Dovdon there.
Well, the reason that didn't score was the elbow went down first, so it's got to be the side hitting the mat.
Minute 29 left to go. There's no score on the board. He sort of put out a lot of energy here, and Dovdon is the one who looks as though he's keen and ready to go, isn't he?
Yeah, he wants it, but he's got to be careful of his Soda. Soda has a big technique in him.
Yeah, he's caught him there. We spoke about that little Sumigaishi that didn't look that dangerous, and now he's come up with a Yuko from it. Slightly unattractive looking execution, but it's been effective, and he's got Yuko on the board with 50 odd seconds left to go.
Yeah, doesn't matter how nice it looks, really, does it? It's all about effect, really. Did the job.
Slow to his feet, slow back to his start position. Soda, this is getting away from him now. Slightly shorter Mongolian, just looking as though he may have enough to win this now. No, that wasn't the best of efforts, was it?
I think he's going to get a Shido for that, just for dropping. Doesn't get it.
He escaped there. I don't know whether there was any movement from Isoda as far as a block is concerned. Either a block or some movement away in avoiding it normally stops them from giving you a penalty, but I didn't see anything then. If Katimura had given a penalty, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Certainly looks as if he's puffing just a little bit, Isoda.
Dovdon does pick up a penalty, this time for just stiff-arming out his opponent. And he'll pick up another. That's ugly. That's the drop there. So, Dovdon it is. He gets a couple of whistles from his Mongolian teammates. Just sneaks past Isoda Norihito of Japan. He's doing well, isn't he? 3 Grand Slam medals.
Yeah, no, he is. But
That's not
if
bad.
you have a look at their world rankings, where they are, I mean, he's number 5 in the world at the moment.
Yeah,
It's
to be
been out to
expected.
almost,
Then he should have,
out to almost all of the Grand Prix Grand Slams.
Right, there'll be a few highlights here before we come up with the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 66 kilo category.
Sumigaeshi, wasn't it, that scored? Took him over onto his side. Everything after that was just fairly even, I guess.
Wasn't pretty, was it?
No, it didn't look pretty, but it was effective.
Right, the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 66 kilo category features Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia. He's up against Takajo Tomohumi of Japan. It's Pulyaev in the white judogi, Takajo in blue.
Well, it probably looks to me as if it's not going to happen. And
Oh, yeah, they told
certainly
us,
Pulyaev is on the way out there and Takajo is injured. So this is going to be a Russian medal by default. Never the way to win a medal, but I'm sure that Mikhail Pulyaev will not mind too much.
Yeah, that was the result of that dead leg, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had a dead leg to it. Definitely did it quite bad because he couldn't walk on that properly, could he?
Right, so that brings us neatly to the final of the under 66 kilo category. Hashiguchi Yuki of Japan faces teammate Abe Hifumi. It's Hashiguchi in the white judogi, Abe in blue.
Abe, just 19 years of age. He's already got a world ranking of 12. And for me, well, as I said before, I said a couple of times, maybe more than a couple of times, that I thought maybe he should have been the selection. I've had a word with Kosei Inui, and he just nodded.
I did see you having that word, by the way. I wasn't quite sure what it was about.
He won the Japanese trials prior to the Olympic Games. But here he is, and for me, one of the favourites to go to the World Championships, I think, and then do something major at a major event. I think he'll be one for the future, this young man here. Just 19 years of age then, in his first Grand Slam final. This man here, Hashiguchi, is also in his first Grand Slam final. Hasn't got a world ranking point on there yet, but he will do at the end of this.
Well, he was a silver medalist at the Kodokan Cup last month. Probably earned him his spot here.
Did Abe fight in that?
No, he didn't. He was one of those, one of the other picks. You know, they have one big guy, and then you have your three from that list of four. That's how they come up with the four. And in each of the weight categories that we're going to look at, the ones we've already looked at in the under 57 kilo category to come, they've had 3 picks from 4, and then one big gun, if you like.
Well, have a look at the versatility of Abe, because he can go into that Sodisura Kumigoshi from left and right. There's the right one. And he switches it so quickly as well. Strong fight for grips, as you would expect. The Kumakata with the Japanese is so ferocious, it really is. They can go off the sleeves. There it is! Complete overthrow. Massive Sodisura Kumigoshi. Well, he gets a Yuko for that overthrow. That was huge, wasn't it?
See, Andreas Hempel, the referee in the middle, takes his time. He has a good long look at it. I can't see him wearing an earpiece. So he hasn't been told what to do, as far as I can see. He hasn't got one in his right ear, and he hasn't got one in his left. So he's just taken his time, thought about it, and said, "That's Yuko."
This time an Osoto.
Oh, he has got an earpiece. Maybe they told him.
Invisible.
Because he took a while, didn't he?
He did. No, but I think you're right. You know, he's doing the right thing. Just take your time, watch the landing. Oh, it's all over. Oh.
There's no doubt about that one.
That was absolute brilliance,
flat.
wasn't it? My goodness me. How hard did he hit the ground then?
Well, there's somebody who knows about the execution of that technique. You're sitting right next to me. You tell me how good that was.
That was a fantastic touch. It was unbelievable. It really was. Just absolute brilliance there. Haseguchi didn't stand a chance. I tell you, whoever picked this guy, Abe, to win the gold medal has done a really good job there. That was
he
terrific.
saw that one coming.
Just a little wave to my to my dear friend over there. Well,
It really was super execution, wasn't it?
that was super quick. It really was, and so well executed. So some highlights then of this match. It started off with the Sodisura Komigoshi. Complete overthrow there. Lands on his side, so warrants the Yuko. That was brilliant. That started it off. But look at this. Oh, well, there's the Sodi again. We see it from a different angle. Yeah.
Good score. Yep, Yuko.
Yeah, beautifully shown there. And there's the Taitoshi. Oh, wow. He just buries him. Goes off the lapel hand there, and he just takes him over flat on his back there. Every time we see this man go in for an attack, he scores big. It's
Both
either a Wazari or it's an Ippon.
Both sides off on the right side as well.
Yeah, he's got the left Sodi as well, and well, I think he's one for the future. Watch out for him, because he's going to be there in qualification all the way through.
Right, I think we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 52 kilo category. Let's get the names lined up here. Bronze medals go to Shishimi Ai of Japan, and also Tatsukawa Rina, also of Japan. Not the happiest of campers, is she?
No, it's one of those situations, isn't it, where not happy with that. I lost the final and not actually getting a bronze medal.
Whereas Tatsukawa gave us a big smile. The silver goes to Abe Uta of Japan, but the gold medal goes to Tsunoda Natsumi. Clean sweep, all 4 medals to Japan.
Yeah, such depth, isn't it? It's an amazing situation for them to be in that situation, to be able to select off this squad for World Championships and Olympic Games.
I shall check to see if it's been done by women before. Now I know it's been done by men before, but I can't remember it being done by women before. All 4 medals.
So the whole national squad in one of the toughest tournaments in the world have had a clean sweep of medals in this under 52 kilograms.
Yeah, the Japanese men have done it here before, and also the Georgian men have done it in Tbilisi. They won all 4 medals. Granted, at the time it wasn't a Grand Prix, because they have a Grand Prix there now. But it's a tough one to do at an international, take all 4 medals. Japan do it here in the under 52 kilo category, and now the national anthem of Japan.
Well, as Sheldon said, very seldom does that happen where you get the whole 4 Japanese dominating the category in a Grand Slam or Grand Prix tournament. Tatsukawa and Shishimi Ai get the bronze medals. Sonoda Natsumi wins the gold medal. Abayuta gets the silver, and that was an amazing performance from this Japanese squad.
Cleaned up. I don't want to be disparaging and say that 52 kilos wasn't the strongest of the weight categories today, but it probably wasn't as far as high quality international representation goes. You know, we had your new one, Charlene Van Snick, in there, and outside of that, you know, Astrid Neto. That was your lot. So pretty tricky. Right, we come now to the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 57 kilo category. Ishikawa Megumi of Japan faces Tamaoki Momo, also of Japan. And Ishikawa, if you get my meaning, kind of always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Really tricky one.
Yeah, it is tricky. World rank 63, so doesn't get international representation that much. You can see by the world rankings. Tomoki Moore, she's world rank 26. And the 2 finalists, of course, still to come out. Yoshida and Udaka Nai.
Well, Ishikawa won that Kodokan Cup that we're talking about. You know, we've seen a few of the fighters who took part in that here in medal matches. Ishikawa won it ahead of Udaka Nai, Ono Shoke, and Yoshida Tsukasa. He headed them, so. And she's really popular fighter. Shame that she's not fighting one of the foreigners, because they always have difficulty when they're on the ground. Standing up, it's the Tachiwaza, I think, that lets her down. And let's see what happens with Tamaoki. If her Newaza isn't hot, then Tamaoki may find herself in trouble. Doesn't matter if she's Japanese or not. And in any event, Ishikawa's only got one way to go. All on the ground.
Straight in there, and straight underneath. Like you say, just ferocious with the transition in there, Ishikawa.
In the middle. Mashbat Bukabat from Mongolia. I hope he gives her some time on the ground. I like to see a bit of a show here. Tamaoki already showing signs of a little bit frustration at that attempt to pull her down onto the ground. Tamaoki wanted to get up, and she just looked a little bit frustrated there. You see, you know, a stronger Tachiwaza fighter would have caught her there. Yeah. She's open to getting caught standing up.
Well, that's going to be the danger, isn't it? The Newaza, for sure.
Yeah.
Seems to be the main tactic here. Seanagi there from Tomoki.
I just imagine what it's like when you have to do randori with her in Newaza.
Well, it's non-stop, isn't it? It just absolutely.
Time after time after time, he ends up rolling you over and catching you. And look, well off the area, just leaving them to it.
Yeah, as long as it starts with a movement, they will allow it to carry on if it's progressive.
The other thing is, given that there are no other contests going on, you can't say, well, I thought it was unsafe, you know, going to run into another mat area.
Now, of course, the problem comes as to sometimes if you use up the 2 meter safety area, you've got to stop at some stage.
Now it's Tomoki's turn to work on the ground. Every second that goes where Ishikawa isn't on the offensive actually counts against her, because it won't take long before she has that little bit of a break standing up, and then she picks up a passivity penalty. That's normally the way things work. You've just got away with that.
Yeah, I don't think she'll get away with it again, Ishikawa. One more drop and it will be Shido. Nice change of direction that was. Just needed a bit more conviction, that was all.
Yeah, yeah. Not going to happen there either.
Well, they obviously know they're defending like mad to the Newaza.
Tell you what though, if they counted all of the work for passivity purposes, Tomoki might be in trouble.
Well, that's the other thing, is
Oh.
how much of the groundwork is counted towards attack. You know, that's the other thing under discussion. Well, this could go either way, couldn't it? Really could.
No. For what? You know, the fighter has been in almost exactly that, had to come off.
Well, it was pretty even, wasn't it? Each, you know, and every one of them. So if it was just to get it so it didn't go into golden score.
And the other thing was the absolute majority of all the attacking was done by Ishikawa, albeit that it was on the ground.
Yeah. Yes, but how much, and it's another part of the discussion, actually, in January, is how much and whether to score the Newaza, whether to score the groundwork. You have to score it.
Coming.
Now any score. Any score from either one or a penalty against would win it.
With no threat, Tachiwaza-wise, from Ishikawa. As much as I like her, you don't feel that she's going to throw you. You always feel as though she may get thrown.
Yeah.
The other thing is that when they're on the ground, you think she can catch anybody, you know? She's always threatening, but that's not where it's won.
It's got to be 50-50, in my opinion. Then they complement each other so much better if it's 50-50. with the groundwork. If it's too loaded one way or the other, then that's when you have a problem.
Tamaoki's just beginning to get worn down here. The first sign that I've seen that she's just tiring. You see now, if he's, you know, I wouldn't have stopped it. If you stop it, then you've seen something that you didn't think was right, and that foot tap wasn't right. She didn't have any hands on, you know, just a kick at the foot. So Tamaoki was also guilty of holding on to one side, albeit briefly. We're going to split hairs. Now's a good time for Ishikawa to attack. Just going to fall off the pace there. She does it to herself. Lunge really wasn't enough to count as an attack for me. Be something better than that.
Just coming up to 6 minutes now. 2 minutes in golden score. That was close.
That's as close as anybody has come to scoring. Really got Ishikawa moving there.
Well, Ishikawa, well, she's going to have to come forwards now, isn't she, Ishikawa? She's down. That's going to score.
Yeah, that'll be it now.
About 4 or 5 attacks up now, and certainly Ishikawa in trouble here.
Once they call the mate, that'll be it.
Wants to give it the referee.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what does happen. Tomoki Momo of Japan wins the bronze.
I was going to say that Ishikawa always finds some way of losing, but she doesn't. She always finds the same way of losing.
Yes. Well, again, it's all about just improving what part of the game isn't up to scratch, and it does make a difference, and it's getting the balance right. That's the important thing.
Right, we come to the second of the bronze medal contests in the under 57 kilo category. Helene Resavo of France faces Dortsuren Sumia of Mongolia. It's Resavo in the white judogi, Dortsuren in blue. It's the number 1 seed from Mongolia in the white judogi and the number 2 seed from France in blue.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? The number 1 and 2 seed, they fought, this is the 7th time that they will have fought each other, these two. 5-1 to Dortsuren against Rosevu, so she has a number, but totally different event. You know, this is it, different one here, fighting for 3rd place in Japan.
Well, of the 5 weight categories that we've had today, this is the first time that we've had one go up against 2.
The world rankings, of course, depict, I think, who is the most consistent and the ones that are out there, but doesn't always depict who is the absolute number 1 in the world. We had that in the 73 kilograms. I don't think that Ono ever goes into the top 3 in the world. I don't think he has done, but he's quite clearly the number 1 fighter in the world.
I suppose only Teddy Renair's got that.
Yes, he is the number 1, and yeah, for sure.
The rest are all, you never know.
Well, she has an Uchimata Rosevu. Is she going to put it in straight away here? Dortsuren. She's a fighter, but she can throw as well.
a little too far with that stretch. They almost got turned.
Dosseren just dominating the grips. Oh, she's come off
off
there,
the other
Yuko.
side, yeah.
That was lovely, wasn't it? Just came off the other side with that Seanagi. Reverse Seanagi. Just took her onto the side, but it was beautifully executed, that.
Something towards her in now then.
Just a little knock, I think. Bang her heads.
Headbutt.
Well, head to face. Uchimata of Rossivu.
Belgian Yam that I was talking about earlier on. Ashbatar is well on the way to his look-alike status.
Yeah, it happens a lot, doesn't it, in weight category sports, unfortunately. Well, they have a lot of head-to-heads, a lot of matches together because of the Grand Prix circuit and the Grand Slam circuit building up to the last Olympic Games, and they were out there a lot trying to qualify for the Olympic Games. Top 14, is it top 14 or 16? Qualification automatically for the ladies for the Olympic Games?
Top 14.
Top 14 world ranked. They're blocking out already Dorseren. She can't, this far out, it's too much of the contest still left. 2 minutes still to go. Well, we've seen a lot of Shidos in the last minute of the contest because they get a score and then they hold on to the score, of course. But there's different things that are possible to stop that.
Did you already mention the head-to-head?
I did.
The lead.
5-1. 5-1,
Incredible.
yeah. 5-1 to Dorseren.
So it's only over a 2-year period.
Well, I was just saying that
But
the
like you say,
reason they've had
they
so
meet
many
so often,
matches,
yeah.
just meeting so often.
Dusseldorf, Tbilisi, Rabat at the Masters, Ulaanbaatar, and then again at the Masters this time last year earlier this year in Guadalajara. 3 times in the final. They've met in 3 finals.
Well, consistency, of course, is the main aim. Ochigari this time from Rossivu. I've got to say that Rossivu seems to me as if she's just fighting off the back foot here, just doesn't really believe it that she's going to win this. I don't know, just a feeling I get, that's all. Dorseren into the last minute now.
Broke that off well. A little bit of danger when the arm went high up around the collar. Shrugged that off. Yeah, I see what you mean with that effort as well.
Yeah, just it's half-hearted, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, it's as if, well, I've got to attack, but, well,
I'm not going to
38.
throw myself
Yeah, I'm
into
not
it.
just not going to throw. I'm not going to fully commit. I don't really believe I'm going to throw her. So into the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, frustration written all over his face there. This one getting away from his fighter. You can afford to be lazy there.
Yeah, well, she's just got to make sure that she attacks, doesn't get any more Judos. But it was fairly easy to hold on to that lead, wasn't it? That makes it 6-1 to Dorsuren against Rossevaux. That's incredible.
Yeah, ugly, isn't it? I can't imagine that there's anyone that... Well, I mean, I'd have a look at Rossevaux's fight record, but I can't imagine that she's got a record that bad against anyone else.
No, it's probably just a bogey fighter, and happens, doesn't it? I mean, we saw that remarkable head-to-head count, didn't we, with in the under 78 kilograms, and with Aguiar and Kayla Harrison. It was just amazing, really. They fought each other 26 times or something.
Well, the other thing is that they're in the same continent. So
yes,
that's got to happen. And they're two big names out there. Right, here's some highlights of that contest. Dorsuren of Mongolia getting the win with that reverse Siranagi for Yuko.
Yep, reverse Siranagi started it all off, didn't it? Just took her off the wrong side. No wrong side. I was quick to correct that. There's no wrong side now. Off the other side.
Yeah,
so reverse Siranagi, and she lands on her side for the Yuko. The Yuko just managed to hold on, did well to hold on for the match.
We come now to the final of the under 57 kilo category. Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan faces Udaka Nae, also of Japan. It'll be Yoshida in the white judogi, Udaka in blue.
Well, in international competition, these two met once before, and you can see that up there, just one win to Udaka Nae. But she's got the higher, or the lower world ranking, should I say, at 36. Yoshida, world rank 5 now, working her way up. So this is a very important match between these two. You can see how important it is to Udaka Nae.
Just trying to look through very quickly Rossevaux's record against other fighters. You know, can't find anything resembling the kind of beating that she's taking from Dorsuren at the moment. And oddly enough, she's never lost to a Brazilian. She's beaten Tamiris Crude, Rafaela Silva on 2 occasions, Flavia Gomez and Caitlin Quadros. You know, so this record...
just the way it goes, isn't it?
This is Rossevaux. Yeah. Even Pavia, she's had wins and losses against Pavia, you know, top fighter.
Udaka Nae, was she world champion in 2013?
Was.
Yes, she was world champion. No, I said this is important to her because her world ranking down there at 36, and Yoshida has the higher one. So if Yoshida wins this match, very important match for selection. Certainly with the World Championships in 2017. Right against left again. But really pulling that head down there, Udaka Nae.
2014 was when...
Was it 2014?
Yeah, she beat Thelma Montero in the final in Chelyabinsk.
Well, it has a certain kind of tactics here, Udaka.
The 15 we were talking about Matsumoto, that was her comeback thing.
Yeah.
So 14 Udaka Nae.
Well, Yoshida has to do something to initiate here. She's not doing anything to initiate. Nothing strong enough anyway.
Udaka lost in the final of the Kodokan Cup to Ishikawa Megumi, who we saw lose out in that bronze medal contest a little bit earlier on. Yoshida herself was in there. She picked up a bronze medal as well. So 3 of the 4 medalists from the Kodokan Cup are here today.
Goes to show that they've got a bit of depth there. No real conviction, is there, into these attacks? Better attack from Yoshida.
Yeah, she managed to get the body turned there and just threatened Udaka for a moment. Got low enough as well. Not quite as... She didn't unsettle Udaka, didn't really break her balance, and Yoshida was able to just push her hips forward and block that. Yoshida is carrying got a bit of tape. She's got the left hand taped up and around the wrist, and then both feet taped up in various places.
Well, Udaka 9 now, just behind on attacks. Yoshida probably pulled back the deficit. Well, this is where the penalties come in, because you give a penalty to just spur them on to attack, because that's certainly not what they're doing at the moment. They're having their own private little battle here.
I was talking earlier on to Mark Pickering, the IGF media manager, and saying we hadn't seen Dikuchi Krista at 57 kilos for a while, or Yamamoto Anzu. They're both missing from here, and Matsumoto Kaori, if you think about it. I mean, look at, they could have put those 3 in and there'd have been trouble. So, this is a weight category where they're sport for choice. Oh, missed the chance there.
So the last final goes into golden score. Gold medal contest, the under 57 kilograms. Nothing to choose between them, is there really?
No, and we've seen a couple of contests with the Japanese where they give every impression of being slightly reluctant to, go full out as far as attempts to score are concerned. It's a little bit cagey. Not with the men.
I think
the men have gone flat out.
Exactly what this is, isn't it? They're just they're a little bit cagey.
Yoshida, if truth be told, when she has attacked, has made reasonable efforts. Udaka for me now is just that little bit on the back foot. And she's done that a few times today. Just coasted that little bit. You have to be careful here, though.
Yeah, a minute into golden score. This can go all the way up. Golden score, no limit at the moment.
Yoshida can be clever here and put in another big attack. Even she collapses to her knees and tidies up in Neowaza, just to keep Udaka from attacking now. Don't let her back in. You came up with that last big Uchimata effort. Hasn't been anything since then. Get another one in now before Udaka attacks. That's not big enough.
Yeah, for me, certainly Yoshida looks to me as if she's the one trying to open up. Looking for the OG, yeah.
Go again now. Just go to ground. You're going to get it. They'd give it to you. Move it.
Well, that's against the run of play, isn't it? How often do we see that? Adaka this time tries an Ashiwaza. 2 minutes into golden score. Just how tired are they going to get? Don't forget, they've already done 4 minutes. Udaka wants that right arm over the top. She wants to control the head. Quick look at the clock there, off her shoulder. Uchimata.
Couldn't follow it up. And another with a hip technique. Yoshida's had the better efforts for me.
Yeah, for me too. She's just ahead at the moment. It's just the techniques are slightly crisper, aren't they? And they have a little bit more conviction in them. Well, they're both of them attacking just within the time, around about 30 seconds for each attack. Just doing sufficient breaking of balance as well.
Yoshida's got to find a way to get past that right arm. It's just in that chest, you know, blocking that movement, because she wants to come across on that side.
Well, of course, this is where the change of flank attack
Yeah. And
comes
she hasn't
in.
been able to do it.
No.
She hasn't got anything on the right side. If she puts that arm there, and if she's got anything on the right side, the Udaka will fall into her. That's a good
was
position.
really close,
yeah.
wasn't it? It was just very close there. She almost climbed on top of that Kosoto.
Mm-hmm. Lost contact with the hands. Four minutes. Golden score. We've had 2 contests to nil.
So 2 contests back to back, and now they're into the third.
And it's a good battle.
Yeah, they're both attacking, just doing it at the right time, so no penalties being incurred. Yeah, we've got to say that most of the contests, if Shido is given, it's for passivity, not attacking every 20 to 30 seconds.
Udaka showing some signs of frustration. Be a shame for one of these fighters to give it up on, you know, gripping of the hands penalty. We've had plenty of that. You know, they've let it ride for so long. You know, let it go on a score, and that was close from Yoshida. I wonder if that'll be enough. I wonder if they said, right, seen enough.
Well, I think that's what they want.
Yeah.
So deep, and tried to change the direction. Referee looks poised. Looks like Udaka will get it. No, it carries on. Look at that.
Yeah, it would have been harsh. I mean, one big attack. If Yoshida can follow it up with another really big attack, then, you know, she'll take it. But Udaka always finds a way of coming back in, leveling things up as far as big attacks are concerned.
Well, I'm just looking at it thinking, my goodness, imagine doing this. We used to have decisions made by the line
hand-tie,
judges
yeah.
and the hand tie and stuff like that. Can't imagine.
Oh,
that.
there's another one. I think give it now. Right, 2
Well,
in a row.
It should be now, shouldn't
Yeah,
it?
2 in a row,
Yoshida?
20 odd seconds. There wasn't anything in between there. That's 20 odd seconds. That'll do. Yeah.
The referee getting them to tidy up. It's all over, so Yoshida will get it.
Yeah. It was right. As far as the timing is concerned, the tempo of the contest, Udaka may be unhappy with. She feels that she was really, into it. But to be honest, she had two big attacks. They weren't answered within the 20-odd second period. Yoshida takes it. And then overall, she had the better attacks as well. And I think some of the tactics were a little bit, waiting game by Udaka, and it didn't pay off. Yoshida Tsukasa it is, who comes out of a grueling battle.
Well, a grueling battle that lasted nearly 10 minutes.
I kind of enjoyed that. In an odd way. Here's Neil.
Some of the highlights then. Uchimata was about the closest, wasn't it? And she almost didn't quite have control of the upper part of the body. This was the Uchimata for sure that we saw on Rasevu. And it's part of the 101 Ippons, but in the end it was decided a Shido must be given to Udaka Nei, and
can't complain.
No.
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 66 kilo category. I'll just get the lineup. Right, well, we've got the fighters lined up at the far end of the competition hall, and as ever the bronze medals will be presented first. The first of the bronze medal goes to Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia. Oops. Decides to give Dovdan Altansuk his first. Okay. And the second of the bronze medals goes to Mikhail Pulyaev. Dovdan Altansuk received his first. Doesn't really matter, does it?
No, I think that, it doesn't really matter, but it's Pulyaev, Dovdan, both very worthy medalists in the under 66 kilograms.
Silver medal goes to Hashiguchi Yuki of Japan, but the gold medal goes to Neil's pick, not just for today, Abe Ifumi of Japan. Well spotted, mate.
I picked him out,
You did, a long time ago.
Well and truly, long time ago. And for the future.
And he should have gone to the games in Rio, as far as you're concerned. And there's the Tayatoshi, which is absolutely spanky.
Classical Tayatoshi here. Yamarashi.
I tell you, it reminds me of Thiago Camilo.
I used to do a similar one. I used to do the old Yamarashi there. The great Imura delivering the medals there, Olympic champion in 1976. And he presents the medal to Abe. Watch out for this one. Would have still liked to have seen him up against Basile. That would have been a good match.
Oh, and now the national anthem of Japan.
family picture, and Pulayev of Russia, Dovdon of Mongolia get the bronze medals. Masaguchi of Japan, the silver, and Abi Hifumi gets the gold medal, and he did it in style.
Player of the day, I think.
Absolutely, player of the day. It was just terrific judo. No matter what opposition was put in front of him, it was incredible stuff.
We had Yoshida, Munkbat, Nagayama, Tsunoda, and Abe. I think Abe picked. We've got some highlights. Yeah.
So the spectators will be waiting for the last medal award ceremony for women under 57 kilograms. So please stay with us until the end of the medal awarding ceremony. And thank you for your cooperation.
最後の表彰式が終わるので、どうぞ皆様ご着席ください。
Dear spectators, we one more time remind you that today is the first day of Grand Slam Tokyo 2016. Tomorrow, the competition will start at 10:30, and we have the 4 kilogram weight categories. These categories are for men under 73 and under 81, and for women under 63 and under 70.
グランドスラム東京2016にご来場いただき誠にありがとうございます。明日は大会2日目、10時30分より 73kg 級、81kg 級、63kg 級、70kg 級の4階級の試合が行われます。なお、オープニングセレモニーは3時30分より開始されます。
Also, tomorrow we'll have opening ceremony, which will start at 3:30. And the last medal awarding ceremony for women under 57 kilograms.
表彰式を行います。
Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category now.
32nd Olympiad Tokyo 2020.
IOC 委員第32回オリンピック競技大会2020東京 IOC 調整委員会委員よりメダルが授与されます。
Веселья Свинска. The bronze medalists are for Mongolia, Dorstman Sumia, and for Japan, Tamaoki Mo.
No mistake about that this time. Dortzer and Sumia stood right up and said, I'm going to get my medal first. She has her bronze medal presented, and Tamaoki Momo of Japan receives her bronze medal. Silver medal goes to Udaka Nae of Japan after that bruising battle.
Disappointed,
with,
wasn't she?
teammate,
She
yeah.
didn't like that
Yeah.
at all.
And the gold medal goes to Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. Always reminds me of a little doll. Yoshida, a little face.
Yes, she does. Yeah, you're right.
What a battle that was.
Well, it really was, wasn't it? I suppose the Uchimata was about the closest to a score.
I mean, it
Certainly.
wasn't the prettiest, but they just didn't stop. I mean, they were attempting to grip,
Yeah.
little attempts here and there and there. Just nobody could come up with
Nearly
the
6
big
minutes
finish.
golden
Yeah,
score.
Yeah,
so.
it's a good bash. There you go. Real hard work at the end of the day. Last contest of the day was the hardest and longest. It was brutal.
株式会社テレビ東京専務取締役よりテレビ東京トロフィーが授与されます。
And now let's get this all right for the national anthem of Japan.
National anthem of Japan.
皆様にお聞きください。
「
Family picture then, and Tomoki Momo of Japan. Dosuren of Mongolia get the bronze medals. Silver medal goes to Odaka Nai, and after a grueling battle, Yoshida Tsukasa gets the 4th gold medal for Japan. So after day one here in Tokyo, as expected, we've seen some amazing judo. Japan have shown their depth in all of the categories. 4 golds, 4 silvers, 5 bronzes on this first day of competition. 4 more weight categories tomorrow, where we see the middleweights take to the mat to battle it out. It's been our pleasure, as always, to commentate for you from Sheldon and I on this first day of competition. It's goodbye for now.